Hi, everyone. I was feeling guided today to share what is probably a fairly elementary message, but one I think is kind of needed right now, a little reminder for everybody about why we're here as light workers and what the most basic part of our job might be. And that is to shine our light, to be a beacon of light to anyone who sees us, anyone who might be on the verge of awakening, being kind to each other, and just some different things that we can do throughout the course of every day. So, the truth is, no matter what your level is of awakening, you can make a difference. Absolutely can. There is no question. Every single person on this planet incarnated at this time to be here for probably the most historic event in the history of the universe, of the galaxies, of everything. It is such a big deal, and it's important every day to be doing something, even if it's very small, towards our end goal, which is our ascension into 5D lifestyle, 5D consciousness. The big things are important. The mass meditations, the protests, the posts we make, shining our light on the truth. Those are really, really important things. But what can you do in a passive sense almost to help people to awaken? So, the first and simplest thing that I wanted to mention is to just go about your day. Do the things that you do all the time, even if mindlessly so. But this time, make a focused intent to spread your energy, to shine your light so that it affects everybody that you come in contact with. What are some of the places that you go every day? If you're like me, it's the supermarket, the dog park. Are you going to the kids' soccer game? Are you with a room mom at school? Are you a teacher? Any place where there are other human beings, you may affect them with your energy. You can just make a quick focused intent, picture yourself beaming that energy out to other people. And surprisingly, it really will have an effect. How big an effect, it just depends on the person, but it does matter. So your presence being so important on the planet also, whether even when you're not focused on it, is affecting people. Many of you came down here as frequency holders, just you're holding a different color frequency, a different type of energy. Each type is important, and that is just affecting people too, even if you might forget to beam your light out or give a focused intention. But when you are aware, you may create miracles. The next thing I wanted to mention, and the most important one, is to be in joy. Try, no matter what is happening around you, to find the good in a situation, to find a good in something else around you. Just try, if you can, to maintain some level, some state of joy, of centeredness. Try to begin your day and end your day in a state of gratitude. I recently started using a gratitude journal where I can review my day at night and just see what were the wonderful things that happened, what lessons did I learn, who am I grateful for their having a presence in my life, friends, family, just anything. It puts you really in line with that vibration of source, being thankful for what you have, even if it might not seem so great at the time. I can promise you there's a lesson there, and it will show itself to you more than likely within just days of it happening. Again, another thing that just happened to me recently, and it's all sunshine at the end. So, another thing you can do is to make a list. List 3 things every morning that you would like to accomplish that day. 3 ways that you're going to make a difference in bringing our planet into 5D. It could be anything at all. It doesn't really matter. These 3 things could be something like being more patient, being kind to one another, just helping somebody into the house with their groceries or to the car from the supermarket, offering to walk someone's dog, babysit. Any of these things really make a difference, and you can set an intent that day based on what's going to be happening of how you're going to bring the light and what you're going to do, what 3 things you will do that day to push this planet closer to the big shift, because we're close, but it's going to take these little things to make it happen really fast. Another thing that you can do is to remember to be the sunshine. Even if your day is not going great, radiate the joy. Much like I said before, be the sunshine, be bright, smile at people, be like a living example of what 5D is. What is 5D like? We know we're working hard now in the course of our day to embody that, to take our businesses, our family life, everything into that 5th dimensional vibration. But as you go about, people will be affected by this. They're going to notice your mood, how you're saying hello and smiling, and just all these little things that you're doing. Those are 5D things. And you're being an example to them about what it's like, what it's going to be like. It's going to spark an awakening. It really, really will. So you can visualize a really glittering golden yellow energy of source kind of radiating out from you, the sunshine, that light of the sun. That will affect people also. Another important thing to take note of that is easy to forget is that your creative gifts are a source of light and a source of activation. Do you cook? Do you do crafts? Do you crochet? Sew? Anything at all that you do that's creative can hold the energy that you infuse into it. For example, I am making this video at the onset of the holiday season. What a perfect time to put something like this into play, to create your gifts, to make something for someone. And as you do, consciously visualize your light and your energy pouring into this gift, this creation, this thing that you made. I do this when I put my cooking boxes together every year that I send to friends and family. I'm going to be making a lot more of my gifts this year because I do believe that is part of the 5D way of doing things. It's going to be a situation where we're not going to have the commerce and that type of a thing. So practice that now. This is a great time to start. The person who receives that gift will by default absorb your energy. It can maybe help trigger an awakening, as many of us have family and friends that are still pretty sleepy, that still haven't quite figured it out. Your gift of your light could be the one thing that is the tipping point for them, that opens that tiny door just a crack for them to make some really big changes in their lives. Another way you could infuse your light and be that sunshine is through your work, whether you're teaching, whether your job has you speaking in front of people, if you're a writer, any kind of a thing like that, even if you're delivering mail or packages, just anything, especially this time of year, envision beautiful source light and energy infusing every one of those pieces of mail, just in big bunches, of course, or the packages. And as that is handled by the person it's delivered to, again, that beautiful light could very well be the tipping point for them, the thing that triggers their awakening. And the last thing I wanted to mention, which is an important reminder also, is try to find time every day to do some form of meditation. I am not talking about sitting in silence for 2 hours, fighting the whole time to shut off your left brain. That's so hard for so many people out there. And that is not what I mean. If you can do that, that is fabulous, and go for it. That is a great way to do it. Do it with focused intention. Do add prayer for the planet, anything that you feel can be helpful each day. There are other forms of meditation that are often easier for us to fit into our day. For example, a short guided meditation is really great. There are so many out there. Guided meditations are good for all of us, no matter how awake we are or how seasoned a meditator we are. I use them all the time, depending on what's going on in my life that day. I try to make at least a 30-minute window at some point to do this. There's a guided meditation for every subject, for everybody, everything that you can't go wrong. Some of my favorites are by a gentleman named Steve Nobel. He has a YouTube channel where I will put the link at the end of this video, but he's got something for everyone, for every subject, for every angel, everything. And those are often good to use too, because a guided meditation can really be tailored around what you're struggling with at that given moment. There are other ways to meditate too that don't take up large blocks of time. Do you walk your dogs? Do you go running? Do you spend a lot of time shopping, going up and down aisles, just whatever it is you're doing? The motion of walking is very rhythmic, and it can lull you into a very, very light state of meditation. One idea is simply to use counting. If you're, as your feet hit the ground and you're walking, it really can be very relaxing, very transformative while you are aware of your surroundings, of course. Just count every time your feet hit the pavement. It is very, very relaxing. You also can use mantras, whatever, if you have a favorite one, if you want to create some really short mantras, just one sentence, maybe two different ones. And as you're walking in that rhythm of the walking or the running, repeat that mantra in your head over and over again. It's a good way to kind of reprogram your thought processes also. And it's also extremely relaxing. So these are some of the things that I do, especially in the course of a somewhat stressful day. They can literally shift everything in the course of a few seconds. It's also important for me to remind you all that the light has already won. That is a given, despite all the stuff we see happening out there. We've really come to a point now where it's an issue of the big cleanup. We have to kind of sift away the debris, get the last of the troublemakers kind of out of the way, and just really work on healing each other and healing and focusing on people in need. It may not seem like we're as close as we are to that culmination of the shift, but it is true. So we need to make a point of banding together, being kind to each other, focusing on embracing each other's differences rather than being at odds with them. Everyone is needed here, whether it is the person in meditation all day, bringing in that light of source, that person who is on the front lines carrying a sign and protesting, or the person who is posting the current events, the things that are happening, because whether we like it or not, we have to look at it. We have to look at it and shine our light on it, because if we don't, it's not going anywhere. And that was an important message that I needed to bring. Again, that's not everybody's journey. I honor everybody's journey, but there are a lot of us who did come in for that. And we have to be supportive of them also. So as I said at the beginning, a lot of this stuff is really so elementary, no brainer for those of us who have been on the path for a really long time. But if you're new to this type of information, to awakening in general, these are really easy things that you can do every day and really feel good about yourself, like you've made a difference. And every time you embody that fifth dimensional frequency of love, kindness, non-judgment, that's a big one, cooperation, and just being you, the you came in here to be, you are doing so much. If any of you listening are new and have questions about anything I'm talking about, please feel free to email me. I will have my email address below. And if you are interested in exploring further in either a quantum hypnotherapy session or one of the other offerings that I have, please let me know. I would love to work with you regardless of your circumstances. Otherwise, I just would like to say, everybody have a fabulous day. Keep shining that light. And we're doing great. I love you all, and we're almost there. Bye bye.